What if I told you that reading fiction could make you a better architect? It's not just about blueprints and structures. Great architecture tells a story, just like great books do. And so today we're going to dive into the top 5 reasons why every architect should read fiction. 1. Enhancing spatial imagination. Fiction forces you to visualize spaces that don't exist, or at least not yet. When an author describes a towering dystopian city or a secret library hidden within a castle, your brain starts building those places in your mind. And that skill? It's exactly what architects do when designing spaces from scratch. Take Italo Calvino's Invisible Cities, a book filled with poetic descriptions of imaginary cities. Reading it makes you think beyond conventional forms, helping you craft spaces that feel surreal yet believable. 2. Architecture is storytelling. Architecture is more than function. It's a form of storytelling. Every building has a narrative, a purpose, and a mood. Fiction teaches you how to craft spaces that evoke emotions. Think of the haunted manors in Gothic novels like Dracula. Their eerie, towering structures create a mood before you even step inside, just like how real Gothic cathedrals were designed to inspire awe and fear. Dystopian fiction, like 1984, often describes oppressive, brutalist architecture that reflects a society's lack of freedom. That's intentional. Writers use architecture to enhance their themes, just like architects do in real life. 3. The silent actor. How architecture shapes the narrative. Ever noticed how a hero's home always looks different from a villain's? That's because architecture reflects personality, identity, and sometimes even intention. It plays a crucial role in storytelling. A setting that's more than just a backdrop, it's a separate and valuable character in the narrative. You can tell just by looking at the architecture in the scenes showing whether the setting belongs to a protagonist or an antagonist. Take the warm, inviting atmosphere of the Burrow in Harry Potter versus the cold, intimidating design of Voldemort's hideout. Or contrast Batman's high-tech Batcave with the Joker's chaotic, neon-drenched hideout. The architecture alone tells you who they are. For instance, in The Great Gatsby, Gatsby's extravagant mansion is a reflection of his unattainable dream. The house is beautiful but empty, just like his pursuit of Daisy. Foreshadowing in storytelling often relies on subtle design choices, and architecture plays a key role in this. Writers and directors might use, for example, the factor of scale to shape perception. Human-scale buildings evoke warmth, humility, and openness, making spaces feel welcoming and approachable. In contrast, assigning a character to an enormous, imposing structure is a deliberate choice. Vast, inhuman spaces create a sense of coldness, isolation, and intimidation, making the character seem unapproachable. Subconsciously, the audience may even interpret this as a sign of superiority, suggesting that the character views themselves as above others. Through these visual cues, viewers and readers begin to piece together the character's nature, even predicting their actions based on the space they inhabit. 4. Reading fiction broadens cultural and historical awareness. Every culture, every time period has a distinct architectural identity, and fiction gives you a front-row seat to experience them. Umberto Eco's The Name of the Rose immerses you in a medieval monastery, where architecture holds religious and philosophical meaning. The book doesn't just tell a story, it shows how space, light, and materials influence medieval thinking. Historical fiction, fantasy, even sci-fi, they all expose you to different architectural styles, pushing you to design with a richer understanding of history and culture. 5. Empathy in architecture. One of the most underrated yet crucial skills for an architect is empathy. And not just empathy for people, we need to understand and respect nature, animals, and the ecosystems that exist long before and long after our buildings do. Architecture isn't just about aesthetics. The choices we make impact entire communities for decades, from sustainability to transportation, from the urban fabric to the human experience, both inside and outside the building. Understanding all these perspectives and making thoughtful decisions takes skill, and one of the things that helped me develop this mindset was reading. Speaking of sustainability, there's a book that might surprise you, The Island of Missing Trees by Elif Shafak. No spoilers, but I promise you, it's worth the read. It beautifully explores the importance of trees, animals, and all living creatures. It takes us beyond human ego and plunges us into a powerful story of war, love, and an unexpected narrator that will change how you see the world. So if you want to be a better architect, start reading. Fiction expands your imagination, teaches you storytelling, and deepens your cultural understanding. What's a book that changed the way you see architecture? Let me know in the comments. Before I go, I just want to say thank you for watching. This is my very first video. As an architect and an avid reader, I'm excited to explore the connections between literature and architecture. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Did you enjoy the video? Did I miss any important points? Let me know in the comments. I'm still experimenting with the types of videos I want to create. So if you have any suggestions, I'd really appreciate them. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more.